Hi, folks. It's Mark Merrill with Firm. On this special edition, our title for this particular program, and it's not a very nice one when it comes from Congress, the left-wing radicals seem to want to promote defiance against our military men and women. The leftist wingnut radicals now have gone pretty much off the deep end and solidified their souls to Satan. Now, this used to be kind of a hard part to say here for us folks here at Firm, but of the once prominent Democratic Party, these left wingnut radicals you see before you here promoted a brief video on November 18th attacking and scolding, as probably you already know, about Donald Trump, Commander-in-Chief of all armed forces, once again throwing him under the bus. He's got so many tire tracks all over his body. It's a wonder he can stand up. Well, this is led by Democrat Senator Mark Kelly of Arizona, you may recall. We're just going to do this one briefly, folks, because we got a better picture of Mark Kelly coming up. Now, he's the criminal in charge of, they call themselves the Seditious Six. Well, guess what? We got a better name for him. How about the new white trash gang? So Kelly and the 5 others are urging all members of the U.S. military that they, quote, can and should refuse illegal orders by the president, this president. Put a little adjective in there. But fast forward to just before Thanksgiving, November 25th, Defense Secretary, now War Secretary Pete Hegseth, criticized the video as a politically motivated influential operation on social media platform X. And Hegseth also wrote that he will go ahead review per his order. Recent comments by Kelly, retired Navy captain himself. It's not going to get any more pretty than that. It's going to get worse, folks. You think the proverbial you-know-what has hit the fan? Not so fast. These 6 morons here aren't going to get away with this. Putting our lives in danger, our military men and women in danger, not to mention American civilians in danger. But they don't get it. But as Secretary of the Navy, John Phelan was asked to brief Hegseth on the outcome of the review by December 10th. Well, I think that's way too much time. We're heading into December as it is, folks, because it's not too long after Thanksgiving that the new month starts. Kelly, as you just saw, is under investigation by the Pentagon after his appearance in that video released November 18th, where he and other lawmakers said members of the military can or should refuse illegal orders. Hegseth criticized the video, as we just said. The despicable video urging Department of War troops to refuse illegal orders. They're the ones calling them illegal orders, folks, not Hegseth. They're calling the orders by the President of the United States, giving them illegal orders. You know, folks, hate and violence only goes so far. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt. Hasn't Donald Trump already found that out, and the American people have come out with nice, clean souls and morals, just like him? A lot of things have come down from the courts, trashing and throwing out Fannie Willis and all the other prosecutors who want to see Trump dead more than they do want him in office. Isn't it bad enough? They put out a young hitman and took out Charlie Kirk. Isn't it bad enough? Huh? Isn't it bad enough, folks? We want to hear from you on this. And right there, Firm, fairnessinreportingmedia@gmail.com, fairnessinreportingmedia@gmail.com. Is it bad enough to do something about it? to act on these heinous acts of these morons. I call them the white trash gang. Seditious six, whatever. It's not good enough. Mr. Hegseth, or Secretary Hegseth, says it never named a specific illegal order when they put their video out, headed by Kelly. To refuse illegal orders may seem harmless to civilians, but it carries a different weight inside the military. And there's always an and or a however, folks. Created ambiguity rather than clarity. It used carefully scripted as usual. Politically correct. I'm getting tired of it, folks, and Bill Clinton's to blame for that one. Carefully scripted, legal-sounding language subtly reframed military obedience around partisan distrust instead of established legal processes. Kelly's representatives did not immediately return a request for comment about the military referral. The senator released a lengthy statement on a day earlier in the week before the Thanksgiving holiday, responding to the Trump administration's earlier reactions to the video. Quote, said Kelly, if this is meant to intimidate me and other members of Congress from doing our jobs and holding this administration accountable, it won't work. I've given way too much of this country of myself to be silenced by bullies who care more about their own power than protecting the Constitution. Is that right? Well, let's see. We don't know exactly which ones they are, folks, but here comes the roll call. The video features Senators Elisa Slotkin, Democrat of Michigan, surprise, Kelly, Representatives Chris DeLuzio of Pennsylvania, Democrat, Maggie Goodlander, Democrat of New Hampshire. Damn, you know? Which one of you is that one? Sold your soul right under our New England region, did you? You're a piece of work, lady. And we still don't know if she's biological or not. Maggie Goodlander of New Hampshire. Anyway, Chrissy Houlihan, another Democrat from Pennsylvania, and Jason Crow, Democrat of Colorado. We're guessing it's either him or the other guy. The elected officials encouraged service members and intelligence personnel to defy orders from the administration that they said were illegal, and they didn't name any particular order in the video. Sure they didn't. But the lawmakers kicked back and said, right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad, but from right here at home. You can refuse illegal orders. You must refuse illegal orders. No one has to carry out orders that violate the law or Constitution. There's no violation. None. You're just pissed off because you're not in power. You're not in the majority. Ass wipes. I could use a lot harsher words, folks, and I might. You should be rip-snorting mad about people like this coming out to destroy our Constitution, our president, and rip to shreds. This version of our United States Republic, our flag, rip-snorting mad at these people. You're reprehensible. You're gross. A justification for the message, they noted that those in service swore an oath to protect and defend the Constitution. Jeez, God. Can you guess who else swore an oath to uphold the Constitution and protect its citizens? So help me God! Did they? Yep. Hypocrites! Big ones. Mr. Hegseth said the military already has clear procedures for handling unlawful orders and does not need political actors injecting doubt into an already clear chain of command. In addition to the military investigation into Kelly, The FBI has also contacted lawmakers to schedule interviews, signaling a possible probe of the matter. There should be more than that, folks. We got some ideas of our own at Farm. President Trump also accused the Congress members of sedition. Probably heard that one knocked around quite a few times already. They started it with the sedition crap. Punishment for such a crime is punishable by death in the social media post. It's not going to happen. Democrat lawmakers released more social media videos and appeared in several news interviews in response to the investigations over the past 7 to 8 days. Here's the ringleader right here, folks. Get a good look at him. Of course, who do we have on the tail end of this? Keeps coming up in the news all the time. Miss Moron here, the least of our main delegation, Shelley Pingree, comes out and says, well, first of all, a little side note. As usual, Ms. Pingree is late to chime in on issues of state and U.S. security or importance. As per usual. And she supported Senator Kelly's reckless demands for military members' sedition to disobey a sitting United States president's orders. So what now? Oh, well, you see also before you here, folks, we posted up a picture of one of our lead gubernatorial candidates for the state of Maine in 2026, Bobby Charles. Now, Mr. Charles is never late. He stays on top of everything quicker than you can say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. It's true. Where's Janet Mills to be found in all this? Oh, nowhere. Janet Mills is going to be facing a lot of civil suits when she gets the hell out of office. We can't wait. Anyway, Mr. Charles has submitted a complete and unedited list of answers to the sedition charges by the left. We'll definitely go ahead and give you those here, folks, gladly. We wish we had more audio, folks, but we were going to run right through this as we're taking down left-wing radicals who promote defiance against our military men and women. He has 6 questions that need immediate answers, says Mr. Charles. Former U.S. Court of Appeals, Ninth Circuit Court clerk, lifetime litigator, counsel who worked for 2 presidents, led investigations for 2 U.S. House speakers, and understands federal law, and as a former 10-year U.S. Navy intelligence officer, Mr. Charles says he understands military law and Americans need to take a breath. Damn deep one. First, what is President Trump doing, according to Democrat partisans, anti-Trump former military members of Congress, that warrants U.S. military personnel disobeying military orders? Answer, while insinuating rather than stating the unspoken allegation being fed by Democrats, anti-Trump former military members of Congress, is that 3 sets of actions by President Trump are unlawful, thus represent illegal orders. The 3 actions: 1, can infer from Democrat talking points deployment of National Guard to stabilize violence in several cities. Number 1, already done. Ongoing. Use force on the high seas to stop designated terror groups from trafficking drugs. That's number 2. And deploying ICE to arrest, detain, and deport identified illegal alien felons. Already pre-identified, Ms. Pingree, moron. There are no egalities, to be clear, says Mr. Charles. None. in these orders, which is one reason the unethical, insinuating Democrats refused to identify any illegal order fully. He says 10 presidents since FDR, a Democrat, have deployed the National Guard under Title 10 or in concert with a governor under Title 32. How? To stabilize lawless cities. Gee, are we dealing with that right now? Gee, let me count right now if I wish I had the time. Including Lyndon Johnson back in the 60s and Bill Clinton in the 90s. Both Democrats. This is exactly what Title 10 was enacted to permit. No illegalities. Historically, the U.S. has 3 policies tied to engaging combatants, including terrorists, drug trafficking, and pirates on the high seas. We, meaning the United States, directly confront where intelligence and prudence require with lethal force, support foreign shoot-down policies, including in South America. We have U.S. Coast Guard helicopters with snipers. The policies are 25 years old, so no lawless here, says Mr. Charles, and he continues, folks. ICE has full authority given to them by federal statute to arrest and deport illegal aliens guilty of felonies and absence felony to swiftly adjudicate administratively a claim of asylum and deport them. Damn it. You got that, Miss Pingree? You damn well better. Second of the 6 questions that need to be answered. Does any order given by President Trump or his Secretary of Defense violate federal or military law, Uniform Code of Criminal Justice, as indicated above? No. The additional military law reference is important. Posse comitatus says a president cannot use the military to fight against the American people. This is not the case. But the National Guard operates in support of law enforcement. God, you people. You swore an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America, so help you God. I'll tell you what, God's not only pissed off at you, he's disappointed, extremely. Third, what risks arise when members of Congress direct 2 million U.S. military personnel to consider disobeying direct orders, meaning commit sedition, from the commander-in-chief? Oh, but I forgot. You idiots. Where is he again? Yeah, not only this moron that we have to deal with, along with, I'm not going to throw Susan Collins under the bus just yet. However, we got Angus King, and we've also got Mills and Bellows and all the rest of her cronies in the Maine legislature. And let's not forget the one that we really can't stand. Not Hegseth. The one who's stepping down. I'm not going to run for 2nd District. I have to attend to other matters. Yeah. Jared Golden. Just wanted you people to wait a little bit and then come to you. But I'm here to point it out. Not trying to throw anybody else down, folks. Just a reminder that Jared Golden couldn't care less about what's going on right now. We don't hear from him. And we don't hear from Susan Collins either. Not as far as backing up the troops here. What the hell? This horse's ass right here needs to be taken down, censured, and I'll give you another reason, a few reasons of our own here at Firm, is exactly what has to happen between him and his 5 other cronies with big mouths. They may have been paid off for all we know, folks. Third, you're getting there, folks. There's 6 of them. Questions that Mr. Charles raises up here. Why the left-wing radicals promote defiance, that our troops should commit and not follow orders from President Trump. What risks arise when members of Congress direct 2 million military personnel to consider disobeying orders? Huge risks is the answer. Most military personnel are not lawyers. This Democrat crossfire, creating intentional confusion, undermines military readiness, a disgraceful attempt to take executive authority from a president. Fourth, Democrats give comfort, did they, to the enemy, did they, by posting this video, an element of treason in the Constitution? Flip the script. Imagine China's National People's Congress telling China's military they can disobey President Xi Jinping, Iran's Islamic Consultative Assembly saying Iran's military can disobey Khamenei, or Russia's Federal Assembly questioning Putin's orders. Give us comfort? Yeah, sure. You bet. 5. Was President Trump accurate when he said encouraging the military to disobey orders is sedition, and is it punishable by death? While passions run high, Democrats are reckless. You want to get really down and dirty, Democrats? Here's what Mr. Charles revealed for us all. The crime of seditious conspiracy, 18 U.S.C. 2386, does exist. The facts presented, even with the qualifier that only illegal orders be disobeyed, are playing with fire. Democrats who can name no illegal act know this is pure politics, high theater, dangerously undermining U.S. readiness to secure our borders and keep them that way. Not to mention the waters on each coast. Especially those with have larger water borders around them, like Alaska and Hawaii. Alaska, right out there in the middle of the Bering Sea. Oh, you want to throw them under the bus? What did Alaska ever do to you? As a matter of fact, what did the Hawaiians ever do to you? Treason under Article 3, Section 3 of the Constitution, and once again, 18 U.S.C., only this time 2381, is harder to prove, but does contemplate death. Article 94 of the Uniform Code of Military Justice also allows death as punishment. That said, no one in the United States has been punished by death for treason since 1862, during or after the Civil War. Duh. And number 6, at this moment in history, in this discussion, good for U.S. national or domestic security, is it? Want to answer that, Pingree? Pinhead? Is it a thoughtful, judicious, non-political way for Democrats to defend Democrat governors unable to control crime or defend terror groups trafficking drugs or complain of ICE agents arresting illegals with felony records? Answer, absolutely not. Mr. Charles gives his bottom line as this. What former military Democrats in Congress did with non-military, non-lawyer Democrats like Maine's Representative Pingree is reckless. They insinuate what does not exist, encourage insubordination, sowing distrust, comforting our enemies, and undermining U.S. military readiness. This kind of thing has got to stop! Here's what we got for Mr. Kelly. No, I don't think he should be senator anymore. As it says above his muffled face, Hegseth orders Navy to review Senator Kelly's comments in illegal order video. And Bobby Charles, we better start listening to what he just said to us, folks, and we posted it. Because here's the deal. Here is the ultimate thing that needs to happen right here. The new white trash gang of Congress. According to Firm, where do these people think they're going to get support for their evil slams against our men and women in uniform? Huh? Where? Nowhere. Those are the facts, ladies and gentlemen, of this sedition threat by this stupid video. Reckless behavior of 6 senators and congresspeople combined. Trying to take a sitting president down once again, while our country is at risk. When they demand our soldiers commit sedition. Questions, folks? Here's where you get it, right here. Bring them right here. fairnessinreportingmedia@gmail.com, fairnessinreportingmedia@gmail.com, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We want to hear from you. And subscribe. Our podcasts are on YouTube and Twitter or x.com. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Stay safe. Pray for our country to be at peace before 2026 gets here. To our Lord God and our Savior Jesus Christ. Peace to all.